and very soon to be a mother of 2. Casie, hopefully not real soon, but if you are, he was an EMT. He's delivered 2 babies.
I've got 911 memorized.
If you have some indication, look at John. Don't look at Rob and myself.
Now, Casey's the only person in the history of the show that we give an absolute excuse to for not getting up close to the end of the table for the interview. Yeah. How soon are you due, Casey?
March 3rd is his due date, but he's apparently a big boy and a week ahead. So anytime now, really.
God bless you.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Thank you.
How old is your other one?
2.5.
Girl, right?
Yes.
2.5.
Would a birth make the opening?
It would really make the highlights for the rest of the year. I'm not putting any pressure on you to give birth right now, but we do have an experienced baby deliverer. You've done 2?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, how was it doing the first one?
The first one, she was crowning. She was fully dilated and crowning, and it's like, oh, dear. And actually, there was only one glove in the OB kit, and which, of course, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was very early in my career, and as I was doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do, my driver leaned down in my ear and said, watch your breathing, you're hyperventilating.
And the woman said, no, I'm not. I wasn't talking to you. Very nice. Well, that's awesome, Casie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And congratulations on some other stuff, too.
Thank you.
You'll be at the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Yes.
Now. Yeah, tell me about that.
So on Saturday, April 12th, the Martinsburg High School Bulldog Marching Band will do our first real performance of the National Cherry Blossom Parade. So this is the first year we've ever been accepted in school history. I don't know that any of the past directors have ever put in for it, but I put in the application. I think it was before we went to Disney World. I didn't tell the kids, or at least I don't remember if I told the kids. I think that might be pregnancy brain too. But put in for it, and then we found out in December of last year that we were going to go in 2025. So we're looking forward to it. Saturday, April 12th. In Washington, D.C.
Did you get your itinerary of details yet, or is that to come?
That's to come. We've done everything that we needed to do, all the participant minor forms and stuff like that, the parent forms that have to go out. Everybody has to sign something for a release since it is nationally broadcasted and televised, which is really cool. We've sent in our fee for all the students, and then we're just waiting really for Concert Festival to get done on March 26th, and then after that we'll start practicing for it. And it's really cool. You were talking about the Super Bowl and Take Me Home Country Roads, but that's what we're actually going to perform down there.
That'll be popular.
So, yes, we're looking forward to it.
And by the way, you can promote anything you want during this segment, all of your upcoming stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a rundown of that, go right ahead.
Yeah, so on March 26th and 27th, last year was my first year being the Region 9 Concert Band Festival chair, taking over from Mike Knepper, who had done it, I think, even back when I was in school. So that was pretty cool. So I've taken that over, and basically what we do is we put on a statewide festival. When you're in high school band or middle school band, each school is required to participate in the WVSSAC Concert Band Festival. So we prepare for that for a few months, and then on Wednesday the 26th of March is all high schools from 9 different counties from Region 9. And then, 6 different counties of Region 9. And then Thursday the 27th is middle school. So we have adjudicators come in, and then we do, 2 selections for a grade that they give us, and then the next group goes. So it's 2 long, taxing days, basically from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
How many children will you be taking with you into D.C.?
I'll take the whole marching band, which will be 132.
And how much money do you need to raise, Casie?
We really honestly haven't looked into raising money for this. We do have to pay a fee of $6 per student. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when there's 132 of them, it does. We also had to do that for the chaperones as well. Basically, what you're pretty much paying for is like some little memorabilia that you're going to get, which is cool for them. So we didn't really fundraise. We had it in the boosters, but, we didn't really want to ask the kids for $6 because this is something we were accepted to. So
now, will you go down just for the day, or will you be staying overnight?
Yeah, we're going to go down for the day. We'll go down, do the parade, and then maybe walk around a little bit after that, depending on what's going on with the festival, and then come back later that evening.
Now, does it take you around the tidal basin, the parade route, or do you know?
That I don't know. It starts on Constitution Avenue between 7th Street and 17th Street. Mm-hmm. So that's just the parade route there.
Have you been to the tidal basin during Cherry Blossoms, Rob?
Yes.
Okay. You feel like you're right in the middle of a huge blob of whiteness. It's
phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. Very, very impressive.
So I actually went down when I was student teaching with J.P. Lynch at Jefferson High School. I think that was 2014. I went down as a student teacher with him, and I absolutely loved it. And I was like, this would be really cool. So one day, hopefully, when I'm the band director at Martinsburg, you know, that was always my goal, is to enter us in that parade. I'm always looking for opportunities to get the kids out and about and involved in. And this is probably one of our biggest parades yet that we've done.
So is it an honor to be involved in this parade as opposed to another parade? Is it an audition, for example?
Yeah, so it is a huge honor. What you have to do is submit like a band biography. You have to submit, we had to do an application. We had to do all of our most recent recognitions and awards, describe our uniform in full picture. So there's a lot that went into it. It wasn't like a sit down 20-minute, application and send it in, hope you get selected. It was a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I had to do to take care of it.
So is Rose Parade on the list and Macy's? And
honestly, the kids want to do Macy's, and we really looked into it. But it's like, I think they choose it like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 years down the road. And even for the Cherry Blossom Parade, if you go onto their website now, they're accepting bands from 2026 to 2028. So it takes a good bit of time.
John mentioned two, Rose Bowl and Macy's, and you kind of defaulted to Macy's. The kids like to go there. I would think the Rose Bowl would be the queen of all parades.
I would think
marching,
so, but I think if you mention to the kids, they're kind of like, what's that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Plus, it's
but
3,000
Macy's,
miles
they know.
away.
Yeah.
That would be an expensive trip.
Right.
So for most, that's a long parade route.
Yes.
And so is it mostly marching to cadence, or are you playing the whole time?
For Cherry Blossom?
Yeah.
It's just going to be cadence, and then we'll go into Take Me Home Country Roads, back to cadence. But they have it set so kind of like any parade that you can't stop in between. You can't stop and do any kind of movements or anything like that. You just play and keep moving.
So there won't be a spot in front of the grandstands where you stop and play to...
If I remember with Jefferson, it's been a while. I remember going in front of the grandstands, but I feel like we kept moving the whole time. So they did send us out this huge packet with all these different rules and regulations and stuff like that. So that's one thing we're really going to have to take the time to go back and make sure we get all those right.
I want to salute Mr. Gilstrap for dropping the lingo there and using the word cadence.
I'm a musician.
But
man.
he's a marcher.
Okay.
He's a marcher, yeah.
Very, very impressive.
We went to the Macy's parade probably 10 years ago, and we were at the beginning of the route. And the whole parade is 1 hour long, like 60 minutes and 0 seconds long. And you don't really hear a lot because it's the beginning, but you see everything. So all the floats and the bands and all of that. And then right behind that are the street sweepers. But by the time it gets to the television area, what is it, 3 hours long?
Yes.
The parade. So it's kind of interesting that it's...
How that works.
Yeah. And we had seats. My wife scored seats.
Oh.
Bleachers.
Well, that's always bring your own seats to the Cherry Blossom Festival. Just pop them up there on the street or the sidewalk or whatever.
I think there is a ticket fee, actually.
Yeah.
I was reading that the other day on their website. I think it's $40 a ticket.
And security is going to be tight, too, because it's Constitution Avenue. So.
Yes.
A lot involved in that.
And actually, it's a really good reason to stay there and take in the sights, because it'll never be easier
Right.
than coming in secure on a bus and then wandering around.
We would love to show the kids around as long as we can get enough chaperones in,
How many adults do you think you need to take with you?
I think right now we have 8 that are going to be marching with us in the actual parade, but they're very strict. And for me, with my groups, I always make my parents march in step.
Of course you do.
I mean, because if the kids are doing it and the staff is doing it, we want the parents to do it too. But it is actually in their rules this year that the parents and the chaperones have to be in step with the band.
Do you know time-wise how long your start-to-finish time is?
That I have no idea. The whole parade starts at 10 and is over by 12.
And you don't know your order yet,
Nope.
correct?
Now, the
Nope.
parents and chaperone, are they integrated within the band? Or are they behind the band?
They'll be on the sides.
They'll be on the sides.
Yeah,
okay.
carrying some water bottles, I'm sure, and
Well, band is kind of unique in the sense that if your kid's in band, you're a roadie or you're a fundraiser. There's
Yes.
nothing in between. I mean, band parents work like crazy
they do.
because it's a lot.
Especially in the fall with concession stand and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We have parents that are in there, 5 nights a week, 5-6 nights a week, doing soccer games, and then, then we're going into the spring. We're thinking, do we open up for lacrosse? But then we really get no break.
Does band get 100% of the concession?
Yes.
And that's why you work it so much.
Yes.
Yeah, because it helps with the fund. What percentage of your budget is filled by concession income?
Ooh, I would say majority of it. So we have a lot of different line items for things like percussion, color guard, fundraising, but really all of our profit comes from the concession stand.
How many uniforms will you cycle out this year to next?
Um,
What percentage, basically, do you do?
let's see, I'll lose 14 seniors this year, and then we just ordered the 25 more. So we ordered more raincoats and all that stuff. So going into 2026, we should not have to order more uniforms. I know we talked about that last time, but doing our numbers beginning last week, we're looking around 161 kids.
And how much per uniform?
$800.
And how much per raincoat?
Those actually went up. We bought 55 raincoats, and they were about $6,000.
For all 55,
Yes.
not a piece.
Yes, for all 55. But I will say, like, we just got those in last week, which was on a rainy day, which was funny because they were supposed to be delivered back in August 26th of this past year. So thank goodness it didn't rain all season long, and we didn't need them because we didn't have enough.
So the bulk of your money comes from concession.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get money from the state at all?
No, we do get money from the county. We'll get about, I think it's $8,000 for travel, but that's in a completely different fund through the school.
Yeah.
And then our boosters, we're a 501(c), so we just, we keep all that and do our taxes and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of money to push around, but I mean, thank goodness with Martinsburg football giving us, extra playoff games and stuff like that. And, we're always looking for different ways to do fundraisers and stuff because, we tell our parents, we only have a $100 band fee per student, which is very low compared to all the other high schools in the area. But to keep that low, we need parent volunteers. We need parents to work the concession stand because, when the day comes where we can't open the concession stand, then those band fees go up.
Well, you bring up a very good point about the playoff games because of the success of the Martinsburg football program. You're pretty much guaranteed 3 home playoff games almost every single year.
Yes, which helps us tremendously.
Right. And you're also guaranteed pretty good crowds at the home games, which means more people at the concession stand.
Yes.
And you look around the area, how do the other bands stay afloat because they don't have those same advantages financially?
I would say fundraisers. I'm all for fundraisers, but I know for me, I don't want to be, one of the directors, I guess, where we're doing one every single week. So when we do try to do them, we try to do them big and do them, spread out. And I will say this Thursday, pending snow and if we're in school, we're doing a new fundraiser called Leading Edge, and it is basically like a text-a-thon thing, you can kind of say. So we're having a launch day on Thursday the 13th, and it'll go until February 23rd. And basically what it is we have this gentleman coming in, and he will get with all the kids, and each of the students add in 20 to 25 contacts into their phone. It could be family, friends, relatives, and then we'll send out a bunch of text, and then we'll get in money. The kids they're not supposed to be sending out texts yet, but high school kids, they're antsy, and sometimes they just don't listen. But with not listening, we've sent out I guess a bunch of kids sent out texts, and right now we have $995 as of this morning. So, I mean, it works. $40,000 is our goal because with our new band room that they're building, that the county's building us, should be completed in April of this year. And we're looking to do new lockers, and I think those are around $20,000, $30,000, depending on what we get and how many we get.
I want to go back to the parade itself. So if you're marching in cadence for a while, then you play. The decision that it's time to play, is that purely at the discretion of the drum major, or is that?
I'll make that decision, but with this, and I'll tell the drum majors, because I'll be right alongside them. But with this parade, being as short as it kind of is, I don't know how it is, the route is in comparison with the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Parade. That one's about 45 minutes, but that's a long one that we typically do, and we love that. So it'll probably be cadence, 1 or 2 rounds, play, cadence, play, cadence, play.
And the I forgot exactly what I was going to say. Wow, that's kind of scary. The
Comes with the age.
I know.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that, John.
I'm lucky I remember to show up here every day. So I'll fire one off here too. What are your plans for 2026, Casie?
We don't know yet. We want to go. We want to take a trip with the kids. We'll certainly do the Apple Harvest Parade in October. We'll look to do the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Parade in May. And we're looking for Disney, go back to Disney World, probably, I'd say 2027, 2028.
For any special thing at Disney World, or is it something, an opportunity every day, every week at Disney World?
Normally you just go down for the parade.
Yeah.
You can put in for the parade. I know when I was a freshman at Martinsburg, that was the last time we had gone.
But I mean, they have a parade every day, do they not?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's either Islands of Adventure or it's Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you try to time it so that every kid, if they're in for 4 years in the band,
Yes.
every kid will get to go to Disney?
Yeah, we're trying to bring that back, so we'll go every 4 years.
Has anybody ever stumped you at all with a question, Casie?
Yes, my kids every day at some point.
Yeah.
So,
You graduated from Martinsburg High what year?
2009.
2009, which is not that long ago.
If you ask the high schoolers,
It
it's
is.
like back in the 60s.
It's ancient to them.
Yes.
I understand. In regards to the participation in band, the atmosphere around band, the difficulties and challenges being a member of the band, how is it different, if at all, from 2009 to 2025?
That's a good question. I don't think it's. I'm trying to bring it back to how it was when I was in school, with the opportunities of performances and concerts and just getting the kids out there to do all these different things. Because I remember, if it wasn't for band, we wouldn't have had all these performance opportunities and memories. So that's what I'm trying to do is bring it back so that these kids have these memories and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, I think it's similar.
What's your day like in the school?
I have first period planning, which is good.
What time does that start?
I'm there about 7 o'clock every morning, and then I'll have planning until 8:30. So that's when I try to knock out my to-do list. I'm sure you can tell, very OCD and can't leave until my to-do list is done for the day. Then I'll have second period jazz band, this is the first year we've had 2 jazz ensembles at Martinsburg High School. So we've had 45 kids that are interested in jazz. So we have second period jazz band, then I go into third period jazz band, then fourth period guitar class, then fifth period band with all the 132 kids, and then I'll have seventh period guitar 2 class, and then eighth period steel drums.
Who helps you?
Normally it's just me, but this year I've been blessed with my color guard instructor has pretty much been there almost every single day, and he comes in for a couple hours all day. DK Rankin, and he's been phenomenal. So that has been a blessing in itself, because we both talk all the time. We're like, I don't know how we can do this every day. Just not that the kids are bad or anything; they're outstanding, but
they're kids.
It's a lot of kids
It is.
for one person.
And what time does your day end?
2:45.
Casie, let me go back very quickly for the funding. And you made some comment you get money from the county. I assume that's from the school county as opposed to county commission. Or do you
Yeah,
get
it's
money?
Berkeley County Schools.
Okay, you do not get any money from the county commission at all, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, and then I do think we get. I think it's 1,000 or 1,500 for like equipment. So inside of Martinsburg High School,
Yeah.
I have our travel account and then our equipment account. But
Sure.
really, we just kind of leave that there and just let it build up for when we need it. And it's typically it's a lot easier to do things through the boosters.
Sure.
What kind of kid does band at Martinsburg High School in 2025?
All kinds of kids. We have athletes. We have every kid represented in almost every sport and club at Martinsburg High School. So we don't turn anybody away. We take them all. We actually just got a new student in from the Dominican Republic, which is very cool. We want to say he transferred, from there to here, but we know that's not the case. But that's what we say. So yeah, I mean, we take anybody, athletes, and next year I think we have 33 freshmen that are incoming.
Have you scouted the middle schools?
Yes, we start early.
What's the crop looking like coming up through the ranks?
Good. They're looking good.
Where are you strong? What areas?
Mainly most of our students come from South Middle, and then we're only probably getting, I think, like 6 or 7 from North Middle, and then we're actually supposed to get 3 students from St. Joe's this year.
And instrument-wise, what looks to be like where's the depth of this upcoming
A lot of
class?
percussionists.
A lot of percussion.
which is always scary. So I know we every year we say this is the biggest drum line we've ever had, and this year I did a grant the other day to add another snare drum. So
What's that cost?
the drum itself is $795, and then that doesn't include the carrier that that you have to purchase separately, and then the stand that goes inside of the bleachers when we're doing football games.
What instrument do you really need? Do you need more of? Players, the
Probably-
Oboe.
Well, I only have one of those. Yeah, I told her she's the only one.
You can't quit.
I would say sousaphone, but right now we have 6 sousaphones, and that's all Martinsburg has.
Does that require a really big kid?
Not really. Most of our students are a little bit larger, but it seems like every time I turn around, there's a kid playing a sousaphone, and I've got a wait list going on, honestly, that I think this year I might have to do an audition for because we only have 6, and it's not like we don't want more. We just, that's a lot of money. They're about $10,000 to purchase outright.
Casie, we are just about out of time. Best of luck to you in the
Thank
upcoming
you.
weeks.
Appreciate it.
We know you'll do well because you always do
Thank you.
in everything. All right.
Appreciate it.
And the Apple Blossom Festival. What day is the parade again?
Cherry Blossom Festival.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Apple Blossom's coming up, though. That's May 3rd. But Cherry Blossom Festival is April 12th at 10 a.m., and it'll be televised.
And you can see the Martinsburg High Band marching. That'll be pretty cool. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.